Hi everyone, my name is Dwayne Theobald. I am an eCore English 1102 instructor and I am the director of the University Writing Center at the University of West Georgia. What I want to do today is just take a little bit of your time and kind of talk with you a little bit and show you how I go about setting up and creating videos for my classes. I believe it was in my second eCore class where I really recognized the need to try to do videos like this. One of the things I really learned with my students, and it still tends to be true even with the classes I teach now, is that my students, many of them, have never taken an online class. And it can be really intimidating to take an online class, one, because the workload is very intense, and it tends to be more so than what you maybe do in a face-to-face class. But also, for many of them, they're used to having a physical person standing in front of them, talking to them regularly. And for a class like this, you don't necessarily get that. So I really thought it would be useful to let my students see me on a regular basis, typically weekly, so they could hear from me, get announcements from me, and really be able to recognize that I am here regularly for them, and that I'm not just out there somewhere grading their work without really communicating with them. I joke with them all the time that I don't want them to think a robot is out there grading their work. I want them to know there's a real person and that it's me giving them their substantive feedback, helping them succeed in the class, and giving them what they need so that when they leave the class, they'll continue to be successful in other classes in the future. So what I want to do is I want to actually walk you through kind of how I go about setting up a video. I want to show you the website that I utilize, and I also want to kind of show you some of the things that I will point out to my students in the course. So the way that I typically start a video is very much like what you're seeing here. The students start out by seeing me. I usually have a sticky note sitting next to my desk or somewhere nearby that allows me to refer to some announcements and some reminders that I want to let my students know about. I also tend to spend time in my video early on giving them some feedback. If I've just spent time grading one set of papers, I like to let them know, okay, as a class, you all did pretty well. Here are some things that as a whole, you all need to continue to work on. And spending a little bit of time doing that could be really great. Because again, in a face-to-face class, you would spend time doing that anyway. So a video, pretty brief video allows you to do the same thing. So again, I always start my videos typically where they physically see me. And then I switch over to a system called screencast-o-matic. This is the website for it. This is actually my personal account. There are two different ways, of course, you can use this website. And again, you can find it by just looking for screencast-o-matic. You can do a Google search or just put in screencast-o-matic.com. And what you can do is you can actually utilize this website for free. You can go about launching the recorder and doing a video of up to 15 minutes for free, no charge at all to you. If you're like me, though, and you know you're going to do videos with regularity and there is the potential for them to be a little bit longer, because I utilize this system not just for eCore classes, but also other classes and other things I do within my Writing Center work, you can actually purchase a subscription. I purchased an $18 one for a year. It's been well worth it. I've definitely gotten my money's worth. So know, again, with this website, you can do it for free up to 15 minutes, or you can purchase a subscription and do as much recording for as long as you may need to do it. Okay, so now that I've shown you and discussed a little bit of the basics for screencast-o-matic, what I would like to do is actually show you some screenshots of what some of the things I've described will look like as you're actually going throughout using screencast-o-matic for a video. So let me launch this. Okay, so the first slide I have here for you, the first image, this is what it will look like, your screen will look like when you go to actually launch the screen recorder. So as I mentioned before, you just click on Start Recorder, pop-up box is going to appear, just click Open Screen Recorder, and what it will do is it will then show you the following. So this is, again, what my screen looked like as I was recording this particular video. What it will do is it will actually give you a box, so you can see part of it here. Whatever is within this particular frame is what is going to be recorded and captured in your video. Nothing else will, only what's within the frame will. And one of the things you'll notice too is that you have this box here that says record, and you have the option to have just your screen, your webcam, where it shows you speaking on the video, and also the option for both. And if you have both, it'll actually give you a box up here where you can toggle between the screen and then of course you speaking on your webcam. So again, depending on what you need to do, you have the ability to do that, the flexibility for that. And also note here in the middle, you'll see that there's this little several arrows here. That actually allows you to take the frame here and move it. So if you would like to, cut something out from the window here, you can move it, you can expand it, you can minimize it a little bit. Again, depending on what you would like to do, you do have that flexibility. Now, one of the things I do want to highlight really, really quickly is the cursor. So one of the things that will happen whenever you're recording, and you go back and watch a recording, your cursor, so your mouse, your arrow, will be surrounded by a yellow circle, and that will be the case throughout as you're moving your cursor and you're moving your mouse. So do keep in mind that if you move and you want to highlight something in your course, such as something in content, under an assignment, something within a discussion board, whatever it is, that yellow circle will always be there to really make sure your students and your viewer can really see exactly what you're going for. Now, one of the things I do want to talk about briefly, I've only very recently started to play around with this myself, is the ability to edit your video. So let me go back a couple of slides. So when on the main homepage, when you would go to start the recorder, there's also the option for you to open the video editor. So when you do that, you just click on Open Video Editor. Another box is going to appear. You would make sure to open it. And then that would take you to a page where you would have the ability to select one of the videos that you have recorded, whether it's a previous one from several back or the most recent. And when you select that video, you'll then be given the option to edit it. So what you'll see here is actually a previous video I did for a summer class. Down here at the bottom is the track. And if you wanted to go about editing it, you could just click Cut, for example. And then it would give you a red cursor down here at the bottom. You'll see that I have some of mine already highlighted here. I could go about cutting all of this for my video, or I could do less. I could go about cutting all, again, just depending on what you want to do, you do have that flexibility. And again, I'm not very tech savvy. This is really intuitive and it's a very easy thing to utilize. So know that within screencast-o-matic, you've got a good bit of flexibility between what you're recording, how much you're recording, and if you want to go about editing it or inserting something, whatever it might be. Okay, 2 quick things before I let you go. One, whenever you're thinking about recording videos for your class, I would encourage you to do it with regularity. My practice is that I tend to do a video at the very beginning of every week. That way my students get a check-in from me, can hear from me, get feedback on assignments I've graded, get reminders about assignments that will be due for that coming week, things like that. And the second thing I would encourage you to do is to have fun when you're doing these videos. I really look at these videos as a way for me to, one, communicate with my class and give them exactly what they need to be successful, but two, I also look at it as an opportunity for them to truly see me as a person and to for me to demonstrate authenticity and personality, who I really am as a person. So I really do hope that this has been useful to you. If you ever have any questions about how to go about crafting videos for an eCore class, please reach out to me. My email address is dtheobal@westga.edu, so dtheobal@westga.edu. I'll be more than happy to help you. I hope you have a great start to your fall semester, and again, I hope this has been useful to you. Thanks.